Hey, what's up, Maya? Hold on. We is late due to the car. Hey, what's up, Casey? I got to move. You had a ball last night? I'm glad you had fun. All right. I'm trying to get everything. Hey, I got me some grapes. Got me some grapes for this topic today. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button when y'all come up in here, please. Anybody want to get on the panel to get this topic? Oh man, I should have put the topic in that thing. Hold up. I wonder if it's too late. Can you put a topic in while you on the topic? Never done that before. Oh, it's not letting me. No, I probably got it. Dang it. You had fun too? I'm glad you had fun, Maya. What's up, Nico Jr.? What's up, Orlando? Make sure you smash that button, please. Hit that like button when you come in. Maya's had a good time. Maya celebrated her birthday last night on our live stream. I'm glad you had fun too, Tanya. Stephanie, you missed it. We had fun last night. Stephanie, want to get up on the panel for the real talk? I don't know what happened to this thing. Come on, don't be chicken. You know you got to voice your opinion. Got to figure out why that's going in and out. Hold on, let me turn the light on. This little light here ain't gonna work. Man, I wish I could play music and they don't delete it. I mean, they don't copyright me. In a few minutes, okay. Casey, you want to come on the panel? We're about to have a serious topic every week. I had to cut the light on so I can see. The topic today is going to be about, what is it, babe? I can't even. Hold up. We're talking about the kids being separated from their parents. How would you feel if your child, or if you were separated from your parents? That's what the topic is about today. Because I don't know what I would do, but I know, hold up. I know I couldn't handle that if my kid was separated from me. So that's the topic for today. I need like at least 2 or 3, 4 or 5 people on the panel so we can discuss this. And people in the stream, you can type on the stream, but we want to, talk about this kids being separated from their parents. And how would you feel? I'm just trying to get everything straight. Get my pens and paper together. What's up, Indestructible? I had to get my car wheel alignment. Why take 3 hours to align a car wheel? Car wheels. That just. Did it ride better? I don't know. That's the fun. I mean, it felt stiff. I don't know. I gotta get it once I get on 28. When I get on the highway and drive it, I should have took it on the highway, but I needed gas. Come on, you guys, smash that like button. I need some people on the panel. Give me your email address so you can come up here and discuss this topic with us. What's up, J Beats? what happened here?
You need this later?
Look what this happened. Look what happened here. I need to get one of those things to go over here. This right here is
up. Light a little bit. Huh? I don't know.
Somebody just walked in there. You want me to get it?
Yeah. Ask who this or look at the people.
What's up, Frida?
Shut up.
Did you ask them what they want, or you just say hold on for a second?
I said hold on for a second. It was on money.
You want to go outside?
Yeah.
How you know that's what he said? Did he say you want to go outside? You want to go to his house? Did you ask him?
No.
Well, go ask him what he wants and where he going.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Ask him. Get all the details before you come asking. What's up, Amila?
Yeah, like I said, across the street.
Like you said?
Yeah.
Is your, oh, yeah?
Y'all going across the street play basketball?
Yeah.
Is your room straight? The bed made?
Yeah. I just need to get dressed.
All right, make sure.
All right. Tell me to be on in a few minutes. Close it up.
Oh, you came in support. Thank you.
Hush. Yeah.
Dog.
I couldn't think of that. One second.
Dog. We just trying to get the room straight. Make sure everybody up in here. Anybody want to get on the panel? Let's get on the.
There you go.
Get on the panel. So, Mike about to get ready to party. Mike, go sit down. You partied enough last night. What's up, Shanta? She going to party her birthday. She know they having a cookout one of these days. I think it's Sunday.
Oh.
All right, Stephanie, you ready to get up on the panel? She said she's gonna come on the panel too. Anybody want to get on the panel? You don't have to be scared.
Oh, excuse me.
Her birthday party tomorrow. Amelia said hi. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, y'all.
What's up, Dale? Dale from last night. I just need to move this leg.
Oh, you can back up now.
All right. Ooh, that was tight.
My knee was right there where you was trying to turn around it.
Dale said hi, Lisa. And DC,
hi.
Lisa.
Hey,
say hey. He didn't say hi. I mean, they said hey. Love the color of your hair, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. So the topic is about what happened to the kids when their parents try to cross the border. Is that what it is?
Yeah, what it is that it's a misdemeanor to cross the border from Mexico into America illegally. It's a misdemeanor. And a lot of these people are coming with their kids. They've now turned it into a felony. And if you can't have your children if you're locked up in a facility that is for felons. Because, you just go to jail. As a matter of fact, most of them just get bonded out. They don't even go in there because it'd be so many of them. So before it was just, kept the kids together, everybody. They got caught. Now, this is our reality now. This is our reality. All right, this is our reality now. I don't know if you can see the top picture. But the top picture is what's going on now. You can ignore the bottom because this is just something I found on Facebook. Or maybe not ignore the bottom because that's the reality of it. Everybody's talking about our freedom and people taking our jobs and they like blah, 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 blah. But the reality is this is what they're doing. And this is not the first time it's happened. And it's not the first time it's happened in America. This is it. This one on this side, the one on this side, happened in America. Which one? The one on this side happened in America. This is the one for when they had Auschwitz, when Hitler was doing it. This is the one from now. So this is the top. That's America. That's the.
I wonder if I should have did a share screen.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Back it up a little bit. Can you back it up a little bit? So the top picture is these kids are in an internment camp. They're sleeping on floors. They look like they're in a humane society. Kids in cages, covered up with the little silver blankets that they give them, I guess, for heat. But this happened before with the internment camps that they had for Asian immigrants. I don't know whether it was Japan. I think it was Japan, Japanese Americans. They had internment camps like that where kids were separated from their parents. They did the same thing in Auschwitz with the Nazis. It's happened before, separating kids from their parents. But we're using it as a, see all this I'm doing. So if you build a wall, we wouldn't have to do all this.
But my thing is,
it's walls everywhere. If they want to get here, they're gonna get here some kind of way. But you got, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine somebody telling me that Nick got to stay over here and I go over there. Brick grown, so they wouldn't take her from us. But I can't imagine not being able to see her because she's my kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So what is your input on this whole situation? Like, what do you think? What is going through your head if you had a kid, or if you have a kid, or just witnessing something like this? What do you think? It don't hurt. Come on, spit it out. I'm trying to pull up a
I mean, it's not just that. It's not just what's going on. Every day people are scared to. I remember when I first had Nick and taken eaten. I remember when right there. I remember when I first had Nick and everybody was joking like, don't let him fall, don't let him hurt himself, because you know they're gonna call you, you know, they're gonna call CPS on you if you take him to the hospital. You know, and I'm like, wait, what? You know, I was like, if you fall, I can't take him to the doctor because I gotta be scared somebody gonna take my kid away.
Right.
You know, and it's true though. The reality is it's true. That is very truthful. If you can, the government can come into your life and they can take your kid because they don't feel like you're, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? They don't feel like you can parent adequately, that it's an unsafe environment. Us being a gay couple, they can do it saying things about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And these people are coming here to America for a better life than what they have where they are. You have people right now getting sent back to Mexico, and they're dying because you can no longer declare asylum like you could declare before. Now you can't declare asylum on certain things. You used to declare asylum for domestic violence and gangs. If you were being targeted by a gang, because there are a lot of gangs in Mexico, a lot of women were being brutalized, and the only way they could figure out a way to survive was to come to America and ask for asylum. But now they're not allowing asylum for domestic violence and gang violence.
Nope.
So all the people that are coming over here asking for asylum are being denied, and their children are being taken from them and they're being arrested. And these kids, they're flooding these kids into the system that is already overburdened by us. And a lot of these kids don't speak English. A lot of these kids can't verbalize what's going on. A lot of these kids are being preyed upon by people that they're looking to for help, and they don't have their parents. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine your 2- and 3-year-old not being able to you can't help your kids? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine your child sleeping on the floor?
Yeah, it is horrible, boss lady. Boss lady, YC, it's very horrible to see this happen. What's up, Cat Eyes?
And this is America. You got to understand. That's where these people are coming from. No matter what we think about America, no matter how we feel about America, living and growing up in America, growing up as a Black child, a woman, a gay. No matter how we feel about it, I wouldn't live anywhere else. I don't want to live nowhere else. I won't visit, yay, but I want to come home. And that's what these people are looking. That's what these people are looking to America for, to come home.
Right.
Because where they're living is not home to them. Because they're constantly scared. They're constantly being hurt. They're constantly being terrorized. Can you imagine waking up every day and instead of just thanking God that you woke up because, hey, you live another day, you thank him for somebody not killing you because you're truly scared for your life every day. So they come here and you get here and they take your baby.
But my thing is, if they take the kids, how do you get your kids back?
Don't know.
Like, are they not to say it, are they tagging the kid?
Nope. I mean, a lot of these kids are nonverbal. A lot of these kids can't tell you who their parents are. A lot of these kids cannot verbalize. Their parents are mommy and daddy. A lot of these kids do not know their mom and daddy's name.
What about the infants that don't even know nothing?
They said that a lady was breastfeeding her baby and they took it from her. So I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of reports, news reports and everything, and you don't know what is true and what's not true. But I do know that America has a history of separating the parents and the kids.
Make sure y'all smash that like button.
It has a history of that.
Dale said the government needs to go after the deadbeats that don't take care of their child, such as the ones that are ducking from the child support.
Well, that's here in America, and they do. But in the same token, you got to let them know that they ducking. A lot of women are having these babies. A lot of women.
Thank you, Zach.
A lot of women have a baby thinking that it will help a relationship, thinking that it will get a man to act right, thinking that it'll get a man to stay. And now you got this baby you really didn't want, and you got to go after the man. That's a whole different situation. We're talking about these people are coming over here. Now, whether or not you have an issue with people coming from other places, I don't know why America would have an issue, because the entire country is built on immigration. The country in and of itself, starting from the first people who are not indigenous to this land, are immigrants. They're not explorers. They're not anything. They're immigrants. They came from England because of religious oppression. They found America. They decided to get rid of the indigenous people and take it for their own. Yay. But the country in and of itself is built on immigration. It's built on people coming from other countries looking for a better way of life. That's just it. That's what the country is built on.
Mm-hmm. That's Boss Lady YC said, I saw the video with those kids have something around their necks. No, you said I wouldn't. Myla. So I wouldn't move into the U.S. for love, no money. Boss Lady YC said, I'm in Texas and Fort Worth. They are reunited with their parents, and it looks like fake news. I'm scared for early Head Start to come into my house because all this going on. Anybody want to get on the panel so you can voice your opinion?
I mean, let me tell you, some things may be fake news, but everybody don't tell the same lie. Everybody doesn't tell the same lie. They just don't. These kids are being separated from their parents. Now, whether or not how they're being separated, I don't know. But these kids are being separated from their parents.
Right.
That just is what it is. I mean, it wasn't happening before. You change the situation. I mean, I just don't know. I can't tell you how I would feel if somebody told me they're gonna take my kid from me.
Lisa telling the truth. Like childish game.
But I mean, this is not the first time. We act like everything that's going on now in America It's brand new. It's never happened. This is not what America is. But that's just not true. That's just not true.
Nope.
America is built on violence. America is built on hatred and racism and lies. And it's built on the backs of people who don't have money. That's what America is built on. Now, you can want a pretty picture. You can want a pretty history all you want, but that's just not what it is. We don't have a pretty history. And most countries don't have a pretty history.
Right.
But as we advance, there's got to be a way to change it. There's got to be the way to make it better. There's got to be a way to change and grow with the times. Just don't keep repeating the same bullshit over and over and over again. You just don't. From what's going on there in these are basically internment camps. That's what they basically are.
They only have real beds.
But they're taking some of the kids and they're putting them. Now, this is what is crazy to me. You don't want them to come over here. You don't want the people to immigrate illegally. But you're taking the children from them and putting the children into an American foster system. Some of these kids are going into the foster system that can barely hold the kids from America right now that are being taken from their parents, whether it's warranted or not.
What's up, Andy?
It's just
Boss Lady YC said, even with a reunion of the kids is a very few. There are 4 months old babies who separate from their mothers. That is the bonding time, right? You know what? That's what I was thinking. You know, when they little.
Yeah, they're separating the parents. They're separating the kids and the parents, and you're taking infants. I mean, infants that need milk. Not babies, not toddlers, not these are infants that cannot speak. What you're taking them from the parents, and do you know which parents you took it from? To you, to all of them look alike. So you just gonna spread the babies back to whoever looks Mexican when the time come to get the kids back? Because you don't know who these kids belong to, because you're so busy trying to build a wall and trying to keep people out of America that you're separating them from their kids. I just can't. I can't. I don't know about the kid thing.
4 paper blankets. I call them babies on the floor.
Now, regardless of whether or not even if we're only seeing the worst, there shouldn't be a worst.
What's up, insanity?
Before you start doing something, before you start making unilateral decisions across the board, what you're going to do with a parent and a child, you should have situations, you should have policies in place to be able to reunite these parents with their kids when the time comes. Or just turn them around, send them back.
Yeah.
Take them back. They here, take them back.
Boss Lady YC say Black Americans are next. I believe something is coming.
Something's always coming, y'all. Something's always coming. Something's always coming around the bend. And we can blame it on 45 all we want to, but the reality is the only thing 45 did was give them a voice. They've always been here. They've always been here. The people who think it's cool to separate the Mexican parents from their kids are the same people who think it's cool to shoot a 17-year-old in the back 3 times. Are the same people who think it's cool to that he shouldn't have resisted is the first thing they say.
If you want to come on the panel, don't be scared. You can get on the panel. Give me your email address so you can voice your opinion.
Same people. These are all the same people.
What's your email address, Boss Lady
who have
YC?
no problem separating these kids is the same people who tell you you're going to hell for having an abortion. Are the same people who will blow up an abortion clinic. Are the same people who try to govern your bodies. These are the same people. But you don't have anything to say about this.
When is it going to end?
It's not. It just changes. It just changes. I mean, he's in there now and he's making policy decisions, and these policy decisions are just giving people vocalizations and a voice to do whatever they want to do. And then there'll be a new president, and either we'll get better or we'll get worse. I don't know. I don't know what we can do. We can vote.
Orlando
Number one, we can vote.
Orlando said, a while back, I seen a video where a man was saying goodbye to his wife and kids. They sent him back to Mexico. His wife and kids are U.S. citizens. You know, they did that not too long ago down the street from us.
Hello, hello.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, mama? What's going on?
All right, voice your opinion. Say what you guys say.
What I was actually saying the last time I said that Hurricane Katrina, I feel like, was a taste. Everyone supposedly didn't know. I'm from Louisiana, so the levees were going to break when years ago, and there's documents of this, that the president knew the levee was going to break. That was going to hit the poorest part of New Orleans, which was the 9th Ward. So this was all a setup. They made it out to seem like that. And when it got so bad where people had been, I knew family members who sit on their houses for weeks at a time, almost a month at a time, no help at all. They knew what they were doing. The 9th Ward is the most poor community. It's completely demolished because it was the first thing the levees hit. And of course, some mid-class white people got injured, but to them, the end justified the means. They were taking care of, the black people. And with all this happening with this whole, the babies and the fall paper and everything else, I'm like, a war is coming, and I do not think we're prepared. Because to me, unity is a community, is a culture, the whole thing. If we are united, we will be stronger than anything they can imagine. When we voted Barack in the office, everyone said, okay, everyone voted. We all put a black man in office. And people looked at the fluke, oh, you got a black man in office, we gave you a little token. The thing was, we didn't realize the power that we had. We all just decided to vote. Everyone, people out of jail, whatever. In Texas, they recently changed the law under everyone's noses, okay? Because people don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. They really don't. When the laws change, which is really important. So you have to have all your IDs and everything else just to vote. Because they saw how we came out in droves to vote for Barack. They do not want to make the same mistake ever again. So let's be honest. The people that don't have IDs normally are who? Us, right? So that cuts down a lot of people who will not be able to vote, as far as, to me, the next election, where they have a control of the vote. I feel like that they're making moves in silence, and we're just not paying attention to it. Maybe some of us are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like united. We're not. We are not. And we were. You know what I'm saying?
But you're right. We as a people, mm-hmm. we are taught to be against each other as a people. Yes. We are, and that's historically, and that's just what it is in this particular country. But in the reality is, we constantly talk about America like black people only live in America. This is just how it always has been.
Hey, boss lady.
We are constantly taught that I'm white, I'm right because I'm lighter. You're wrong, right. Darker. But we do that within the community.
Yes.
When I was growing up, it was like you half white. What you know about black stuff? Because at the end of the day, when they lynching niggas, trust and believe me, they gonna lynch me right next to you.
Exactly.
They hit me because I happen to be the same color as them. But they're training us to go against one another. They're training people of color to go against one another. And the reality is, America is built on the backs of people that do not have anything. That include white people. That's the killer we keep leaving the white folks out. When in the reality is, they just getting jacked as much as we are, but they too stupid to understand that because they think white is right. They're being taught to come against us. We're all being taught to fight each other, when in the reality is, it's only us against money. That's the reality of it.
They would even, I'm sorry, I just want to tag what you said. They would even kill their own that was on our side. Because as far as segregation,
but they're fighting against their own better interests. They're fighting against their own best interests. If you think that because you're of Caucasian descent, I'm gonna just say white, but don't think that because you Caucasian descent, you're gonna stroll up in a Trump Tower and gonna get a room. No, player, because if your green ain't the right color green, you're not going in. You're not going in the
Facts.
front door.
Facts.
You're gonna carry your ass in the back door with the rest of the black folks because that's what they see. The
That
reality
back door.
is us against money, and it always has been. The haves have, and the have-nots want, and they make us want to the detriment of ourselves. They make us not happy with what we have. We have to be happy with what they have, so that we'll fight amongst each other to get it.
But at the same time, the same time they use us because if you look at the numbers, as far as the people that consume the most television purchases, it's us. So
Because
we actually have the most power and do not use it.
we're
And-
actually not the minority. People of color in America are not the minority. Then that's
Right.
that's what people fail to realize. We're not a minority. We are the majority now. But we are the minority as far as capital, as far
True.
as money. And then the reality is when we get something, everybody says, you know, what's the word?
15 minutes quick. Like you just
Oh,
get
black
your
is
tax return and you go buy a Cadillac and buy this stuff. And then you have your big tax return and you buy all this stuff. And then a month later, you have no money. When you could have
right.
invested your money or paid bills off, you choose not to. By the quickest thing, the flashiest thing. I just
Because
15
they don't
minutes.
know. Jay-Z said it in one of his songs. He was like, you holding money on Instagram. We don't call that money.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
You up holding money on Instagram, holding stacks of money. But if you had money, you wouldn't show money. See,
You know, I can't stand to see the young people because I'm 41 going on 42. And it drives me crazy when I see a child with a wad of money to his ears. Like, seriously, where'd you get the money from? Did you work
because
for it?
nobody taught them that. Nobody is teaching them that to value themselves. Value yourself, and you will be. If you value yourself, you have no limit to what you can be and what you are capable of. Value yourself. These dollars come and go. Because trust me, when you die, when somebody
Money don't go with you.
it's not going with you. Somebody
Exactly.
will take it from you. And value, you have to, your potential is limitless if you value yourself.
Wow.
Be
Yes.
happy in what you're doing. My thing is, I'm not happy with my country because my
Mhm.
country is doing stuff that is bringing us back to when
Our grandparents were fighting for our freedom.
right.
And we are
And
the
even our great grandparents.
right.
Even
And
after that, my grandfather fought in World War II. My grandfather fought.
okay.
Understand what I'm telling you. World War II. My uncle fought in Vietnam. 2 wars. The Vietnam War had shit to do with us. That's sort of like them Saudi Arabian wars that we had back in the
Yeah,
90s.
the Vietnam War was just the Vietnam War was just you know, that was
That's
just ridiculous. People just died for no reason, pretty much. I love history.
But
And
I don't understand how we can salute Nazism. I don't understand how we can salute that when our country sent so many men over there to die to fight against it. I don't understand how you can have a high seek Hitler and all that shit and think that shit is cool when we spent just as you should be mad. That's when my white half goes, well damn, why ain't y'all mad that your grandparents and your great grandparents that fought against Nazis, that fought against Hitler, that fought against that kind of internment, that fought against that kind, why ain't you mad about that?
I'm gonna tell you something though. When Hitler was going on, the crazy thing is racism was so reversed because all he wanted was blue-eyed and blonde-haired. He was against white people more or less. We were just, we were always Moors, just
he was
slaves,
he didn't care about us.
No, so the thing about it is we should have been united almost with the Nazis because they didn't give a crap about us. They were more focused on if your hair's brown, you're gonna get burned up. Okay, people have selective memory of history.
But see, you shouldn't be with anybody who wants to. The world is made up. Everybody ain't supposed to look alike.
Well, the brown and black, to me, especially right now, should be more united than anything. But yet we're so separated because your hair is all of a sudden straightened because of an iron. And of course, like you said, the colorism is real with our culture too. But Hispanics do the same thing. So they could pass a little bit because their hair been ironed and it's straight. They forget I'm brown, I'm Hispanic, my mom was a maid, et cetera, et cetera. So to me, I feel like, why aren't we more united? The brown,
because
like,
we're not raised to be united. We're not raised to be united. They don't want, if we united as a people, not with the violence, because realistically, real talk, think about it. When we get pissed off about something, let's say we get pissed off about this stuff going on. I think I think the camp that they keep showing the picture is in New Mexico, but I think it's a bunch of them. But I think this one is in New Mexico.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Imagine if now when black folks get mad, all you got to look at the fact we go tear our stuff up. We go burn down.
We do. Unfortunately.
We go burn down where our mama work at. We go tear up where we buy groceries. We go instead of being united and figuring out a way to cut it off at his head. All you do is throw rocks at a dinosaur because you tearing up your
wow.
Neck.
That's a gem. That's a gem. That's a gem because the thing about it is when you talk to, like, for instance, recently that rapper XX died, and my son was devastated. And I told him when he died, it reminded me, you see my son's reaction, reminded me when Tupac died. I literally got a flashback of sitting in my car with my ex and being, upset because this man that I love passed. But the kids, when you talk to them and the reaction of how we did it back then and how to do it now, it's silly, but it's not. Because, of course, everything changes over time, but it's like, y'all don't get it. We went through the same thing. You think because you're devastated now that mom didn't go through that, I try to teach my kids history, like my son would say, well, I'm not into Tupac. My son recently told me, Mom, I listen to Tupac and his stuff is deep. It's like, yes, you didn't want to hear it because it's something different. So I feel like change for us is difficult.
It's
whether it's going up or down, whatever. Change is always that we can't handle it.
People don't like change. People don't like change. They like for things to stay the same. And with the little boy who passed away, Triple X, I never say his name. My son liked him. My son used to play his music before. This was a long time before.
Right. Okay.
He passed away. Everybody was talking about his legal troubles.
I didn't even know who he was.
Now let me tell you.
You didn't.
Let me tell you something. The only reason I knew was because of Nick. Now, trust me, tell you, I don't.
But I love rap,
but I listen to his music, and his music. If you ever get a chance, tell your son to play. Tell your son to show you his music, because if you listen to him, he's not like the little boys where you can't understand what they're saying.
Oh no!
Every word.
Let me tell you something. My sons, both of them, when it comes to music, because I do old school rap, I do old school music, but I do new school music. I'm open to it. So my youngest teaches me new school rap, and then my older son teaches me kind of the, a little older.
Yeah.
So he was the one years ago introduced me to him, and this dude is actually very smart, and his posts were about kids. He cared about kids. It's like we're all like the Antoine who got shot. I posted something recently about it on my YouTube. I got more negative messages. I haven't even responded to them. Negative messages about, oh, well, he was caught in a robbery or his car was used. And my statement is this: whether he was in the car or was a part of the shootout or whatever it was, no child of 17 who has never had a chance to live long enough to make
and who has not been in trouble before. The little boy had been in trouble.
Thank you.
The little boy had never been in trouble.
Oh my God.
It wasn't the little boy car. It wasn't the little boy's
baby.
car. The little boy ran the way everybody runs now, because if you get stopped by the police, you die. He just so happened to get caught. And that's the reality. If you shot my son 3 times in the back while he was running from you,
the back,
no threat to you or someone else, that would be the last one. I promise you, I would not sleep. They would have to kill me, because somebody is going to have to do something.
Me, you right here with that.
I'm sorry. I understand these mamas, and there's only so much you can do, and that's just the reality of it. But you're not going to sit up there and tell me. You're not going to tell me that there's any reason for that young man to have been shot 3 times in his back for running.
But you know what? Like, I have 2 boys. Right now I have one who's going to get ready to drive. I worry about him. He's 20, and he's a big guy. And he's aggressive, if not in a negative way, but that's just how his personality is. That's just how he is. I worry about my son. Then my younger son, who just today, we had track meet. I'm trying to push him to the Junior Olympics. But I'm always afraid, because of his attitude. He's a young black man. And I think about it as a mother a lot. He gets mad at the job one day, or he gets mad at school, he may lose his whole scholarship. That kind of stuff fears me. Children are getting shot. And like I said, running away from the law, like you said, people are afraid. But like, how you don't have any more big mamas. My mother is around. Well, she recently told me, she was like, I know that he's 15. And my son, like, Mom, Nana, I can walk home by myself. He gets mad at us because we don't want him to do it. And I
Right.
was like, Mom, he's fine. He's a big boy. My mom broke her down to me one day. She said, I'm going to tell you something. I don't care what year it is. She said, these boys are getting killed out here for nothing. Might live. He might go to a school 5 minutes away. But if he's out there and something's happening, other kids involved, he'll be the one to get shot because he's innocent and he has a career in the future. So guess what? Go pick him up. I don't care if it's 10 minutes away. You bring him home. He's not walking home. And my mama thought she was being a little overprotective, but the next day I heard about the shooting. It's serious. I pick him up every day. And we're like 10 minutes away from the school where he does track for
Right.
practice or whatever. And I hate to be like that. 10 minutes
But
away.
I saw something. There was a 15-year-old boy, 2 years older than my baby, same age as your baby. Mistaken identity in New York. He was killed by 5 guys, pulled out of a bodega. He was pulled out of the bodega, and they stabbed him and slit his throat with a machete. It was on camera. The little boy got up.
God.
He made it to the hospital, but died there. And it's a picture of his mama laying in his chest. And it is not the little boy they wanted, but he did look like it.
Oh my God.
Kids don't give a shit about each other. He was 15 years old. My son is 13 years old and taller than me, almost tall as her. And he looked like a kid, but he got a deep voice and he got a smart ass.
There you go. There you go.
I tell him, I'm a bartender, and I get a lot of younger guys, and in my area, a lot of young men of color, Hispanic, Black, and we sometimes talking at the bar. And I had 2 little boys. They was in their early 20s, 2 little Hispanic, 2 little pretty little boys in my bar, and we was talking, and they was talking about their mama. I said, baby, let me tell you something. Let me tell you some good stuff. Until you die, your mama doesn't have any middle ground when it comes to you. If you call your mama at 5 o'clock every day, and on this day you don't call your mama at 5, you call her at 5:30. By 5:15, your mama got you eaten by a serial killer. She don't have you late. She don't have your phone dead. She don't have you still at work and can't call. She don't have none of the intelligent shit you should have as a parent. I go from my baby was supposed to be home he get home at 10 minutes to 4. I was off one day. He didn't know I was off. And it was a Wednesday. And he has this little AIM group on Wednesday. I forgot that. So it was Wednesday. So at 10 minutes to go, I look at the door don't open. At 4 o'clock, I'm like,
what's wrong?
Somebody took my baby. At 4:05, I was like, oh shit, he got AIM, so he's still in school. We have no middle grounds as parents. We don't have it. Because one day our kid might not make it home. But I tell Nick has one rule. Make it home.
Sorry, my mom was talking to me about something. I'm sorry. We were just in there talking. She told me she went to the store and spent $90. And I looked in the bag and there wasn't nothing in there. That's why I was looking like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
That's funny though.
That's how it happened. Hope it wasn't.
That's how it go. You go to Walmart, you have 3 bags.
She said, look at this bag. I'm thinking she got like a bunch of stuff. I'm thinking she had help her. Well, I forgot phone trying to help break groceries in. She's looking at that bag. I spent $90 and that's it. And one of them shampoo. I'm like, good Lord, to clean up and have your hair looking smelling nice, you got to spend over $100 to get one bag. I was like, oh my God. I'm sorry. I know it was having serious, but mama call you, you got to go. I don't care what's happening. So I apologize.
They got to do it. If your mama's still around, your mama call you, you got to go, hold on.
All right, hold on.
You see me move fast, right? Y'all seen that, right? I'll move quickly.
I saw that. I was like, where she go?
What's up,
my mama Louisiana, she crazy.
My family from Louisiana.
I was right.
All right. I'm from Nagin, Louisiana.
You ever heard of a small town called St. Martinville near Baton Rouge and Lafayette and New Iberia?
I've heard of it. My mom probably know more about it. My dad was born and raised, and my mom too was born in Nagin, Louisiana. My dad is no longer with us. One of the last things he asked for before he passed, he wanted to go home. So now he's buried down there as the last, wish for him or whatever. But they both were born and raised there. And I love Louisiana. That's why I was talking about Hurricane Katrina, about how, as far as black people, I mean, you think about our state, our whole country has so much money, but as a whole city gets literally flooded, you do nothing for almost a week. And then when you do stuff, you drop off little water bottles and these little military food packages or whatever. It's like I knew then they really don't care. And even though Kanye West did it kind of, not classy when he care about it, lying about that, because I know people for a fact there are children who are now the age of 20 some years old that have told me this, that when it rains they still have problems sleeping, because you have to understand, if you were like 5 or 6 or 7 years old and all you see is water for months at a time, and you know the water is so bad that if you get in it, it can mess your skin up or whatever. You don't know what your dad or uncle or whatever certain family members that you see every day of your life, you don't know that when you do find out about them that they're gone. That's a traumatic experience. And them kids get counseled or anything? No. They
Wow.
got put in all these. They supposedly had all these trailers, but the same trailers are still in Louisiana, unoccupied, brand new trailers. All those for show. Oh, we have all these stars coming down here, flooding New Orleans with money. You hit that the middle class and some rich class, but the lower, poor class black people died. You have people who stayed in their houses because they said, "Look, I have survived many hurricanes in New Orleans. I'm not going nowhere." They found people in their chairs, dead, in the same position they were in before the storm hit, because they had nowhere to go. They had nowhere to leave the city. And people look at that story like it's a uplifting story, but it really shows how much they don't care about us. And they use that as, to me, a way to kill off a lot, and they succeeded, a lot of black people. Not only with the whole first Ninth Ward getting done, damaged by, because of the labor was so close to it, they were so close to the water. Then you have people who couldn't afford to leave or wasn't told in time. There's different groups that end up dying. And like I said, huh?
I was saying, hey, y'all, to everybody, right?
Somebody spoke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
No,
I
you
don't
did.
mean to ramble, but that story is very important to me. I feel like it gets brushed under the rug a lot because people don't know a whole lot about it. It's only people who actually live there who know the real
People
story.
don't understand.
Like I
People
talked,
don't look at. People forget. People's mind. People memory. Blah, blah, blah. People as a whole have short memories. The public as a whole has short memories. The reality is Flint, Michigan hasn't had clean water since 2014. Puerto Rico is still in the dark. There are still areas in New Orleans and in Louisiana that have not been rebuilt. It just is what it is. If it's not important to the people that have, then the have-nots just keep having not. That's just what it is. I mean, and that sounds bad. Charlotte said something when we were talking about the police. Charlotte was saying how her father's a retired police officer and don't argue with the police. And you're right. I will say that. That's one thing I do agree with. If you're stopped by a police officer, don't argue with him. Don't discuss it with him. If you've done nothing wrong, and you don't. If you're walking, just for reference sake, so y'all understand. If you're walking and you've done nothing wrong, police officer asks your name, you don't have to tell him. You don't have to give him your ID. You can ask him if you're being detained.
People don't know that.
Ask him if you're being detained. Ask him if you're being arrested. If you're not being detained or arrested, you state clearly that since I am not under arrest, am I under arrest? They say no. You state clearly that, well, then I will be leaving. Thank you so much. And there's nothing they can do. Now, if they continue to pursue you, you can stop and you can actually call the police station and let them know what's going on and ask for a supervisor. So don't run, don't argue with them, don't discuss anything with them. If you've done nothing wrong, then they can't do anything. If they're looking for someone, let's say they're looking for somebody to look like me and you look like me.
Okay.
Your name means shit. They don't know my name. So your name is not going to help them. So don't tell them your name because they're not going to try to find a reason to detain you because they think you might be me. So no. So don't. If you get stopped by the police in your car for a car thing, give them the information they need because you do have to give it then. Take your ticket and be quiet. Because the reality is the money you're going to spend trying to unass all the stuff you do from cussing and arguing with a police officer is going to be extremely more than a parking ticket. You just go about your business. If you get stopped and you're arrested, ask for a lawyer immediately. Don't tell them your name. Don't discuss anything with them.
Turn your phone on.
Tell them you want a lawyer. Shut them the fuck down as soon as you're arrested.
I tell them turn their phone on. record. I told young man this. I said, look,
I
if you
mean,
can't
do
go on
that too.
Facebook,
Do
whatever.
that too. But if you're arrested and your phone is confiscated, shut up.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, if you're sitting there, as soon as I know people who, as soon as the police pull them over, their phone goes live immediately.
Right.
That's right. You can. You can. There's no law against videotaping the police. There's no law against it.
Magnolia said it depends on the police officer and how they are trained.
And that's true. Everybody is not the same. We look at the police because we see all this awful shit on the TV and on the internet. And the reason that stuff is so more prolific now than it was, this has been happening. People have been losing their lives for nothing, forever. But because we have the internet, we can now see it as soon as it happens, as opposed to waiting for the newspaper to come out. But it's been happening. You just have to, don't let ignorance be your guide. Because just think about it. If your kids come to you, you ask them a question about school, something they should know. I don't know. You don't let ignorance guide your kids. Don't let ignorance guide you. If you need to know something, look it up. There are libraries. You can go online right now and look up anything you want to know. If you want to know the laws for your state so that you can tell your children to be informed, you can look them up on the internet. If you want to know what you can and can't do, you can look it up. Don't let ignorance be your guide, because that's what they're counting on. They're counting on us not knowing our rights. They're counting on those people in New Mexico to not know their rights. ICE is counting on us to not know our rights. The police are counting on us to be dumb. They're counting on us to be stupid. They're counting on us to be ignorant. They're counting on us to be exactly what they portray us to be. And we have to stop that. We have to. Because it's killing us. Our ignorance is killing us. And there's no coming back from dead. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you believe in past lives. I don't give a shit if you believe in voodoo. I don't care if you believe in psychics. I don't care if you believe in ghosts. It still ain't no coming back from dead.
People need to know their rights.
Know your rights.
That's what Charlotte said.
Know your history. Know what you're up against. You can still live your life, but when somebody asks you a question, be able to say something else other than I don't know. Because when you do, when you show people your intelligence, when you show people that you are not what the stereotype says you are, you confuse the shit out of them. They just walk off most of the time.
Especially if you stand there.
They just walk off most of the time.
They be like, never mind, I don't have time for this one.
Because they're counting on us not to know anything. They're counting on us to be volatile. They're counting us to be reactionary. They're counting on, if they say nigga, we react. As opposed to, you call me nigga all you want. They're counting on us to be volatile.
Right.
They're counting on us. They're counting on us to do exactly what the stereotypes say we're going to do. We're going to cuss. We're going to fight. We're going to show out. And at the end of the day, we're going to end up paying for that. They don't. They're calling the police on us for nothing. Lady called the police on a 9-year-old girl selling water in front of her apartment complex. Not the lady's apartment complex, but her apartment complex. Lady called the police on a man who was checking a house he wanted to flip. People go in and out of empty houses all the time, but she called the police on the man. Man called the police on a lady trying to get in her gated community because she was too black to live in that community. There was no way the black lady could live in that community. So he called the police on her.
Pink said there are very few good cops. It's sad.
But that's not true. You know, they're more, because if there were very few, there'd be a whole lot more dead us. What it is that we only see the bad in everything. We only see the bad in the cops because nobody boosts up the good. Because we need the police. Somebody robbed our house, we got to call the cops. Somebody take my kid, I got to call the cops. I don't know how to handle that shit by myself. And I just got to pray that of the 10 I get, only one of them is an asshole. Because that's normally how it is. But we hear all the bad stuff. When they want to interview someone for a witness, they don't go get somebody like me who might be able to articulate the situation. They go get the dude over there that is the most stereotypical black person they could find.
Anybody else
I've been in that
panel?
situation to where I've actually seen 2 people get killed and they skip all over us and they go to the dude who was talking about how he was shooting at the car.
Right.
I mean, it's the own.
She said the news only report the bad.
They only report the bad. And when the good does pop up, we look at it cynically. We look at it with a side eye. We look at it like, oh, that's bullshit.
They said something fishy about Katrina. There was something fishy about.
They know about it. You can't have these things are state and federally mandated. Your streets, your highways, everything that you drive on is not a private situation. These are city, state, county, and federal situations, which means these levies are also not taken care of by private citizens. They're taken care of by the government, whether it's the city, the county, or the country, or the state. They're all taken care of by somebody that we elected to be in that situation. So yeah, I'm sure they knew the levees were messed up, but they decided to use the money for something else. Or maybe this year we won't fix the levees. Let's put this money on some bullshit. Because they wasn't putting it with the schools. Because Louisiana is at the bottom. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. I lived in Alabama for most of my life, for all of my adult life, till I left. I was 40-something when I left Alabama. Always in the bottom on the school situation.
Anybody else want to get on the panel?
These situations are, yeah, they knew. They won't put up with education. Your roads ragged as hell, tearing up your cars. I'm sure the levees was fucked up. And I'm sure they knew about it. But they had never been so devastated. That's messed up. You got a country that does not know how to take care of its people. But they don't care enough to have to, because they weren't taking care. If that had destroyed Hollywood, trust and believe me, if there was some levees in Hollywood and Katrina had came from that way instead of that way, they would have figured out really quick how to save their multi-million-dollar homes. They didn't have to figure out how to save them $30,000 homes. They just figured, they was raggedy anyway.
I said everything is in the black community that had to do with that Katrina thing.
It was. Well, you got to understand, Louisiana in that particular area is predominantly black.
You okay, boss lady YC?
What time y'all doing your thing?
We doing it now?
Oh, when did it start? When did it start?
We talking about.
I don't know. We started.
Sorry.
What's up, Grandma? Des?
I mean, it just is. We started with the kids in the internment camps, but the reality is, it's just.
Lisa, I have met some good cops and some bad cops. I just pray if I need one, I hope he is one of the good ones.
I have my nephew. Bless his
What's up, dripping
long, tall heart. He's a good cop. And I know a few of them, even in Alabama, because there are more good cops than there are bad. When my house was broken into in Alabama, the cop, he had lived in our apartment complex when he came to the house, and he was like, you single ladies need a gun. You need to go on and just let them know what's going on. I said, well, I wasn't here. He said, well, you could have been here,
Brett,
when they broke in the house, because they kicked the door in.
What's up, Kiki?
I have had,
make sure y'all smash the like
so
button.
far, knock on wood,
Brittany had an incident with cops. Brittany!
Relatively positive situations with cops. Nick got shot with a BB gun.
Yeah.
The cops talked to him, and they talked to the kids. I mean, the reality is, you're a police officer, and I have respect for anybody who realistically, cops put their life out on the line every day for us, because I don't care what laws you have in place. I don't care what punishments you have in place for those laws. People commit crimes. People have been committing crimes since the dawn of time, and they're going to continue to commit them. It doesn't matter what the punishment is. We have the death penalty in a lot of states, but people still die. We have life without possibility of parole, but people still die. They don't care about that. So these people get in their car and go to work. Most of them put their life out there to protect us. Now, there are some bad people, just like anything else, that say You know, the same dude that was bullying you in school is now a grown-up bully, so he decided to become a cop. Yeah, we got that. And these situations that are happening now with these shootings is because nobody will stop them. See, the reason it's continuing with the bad cops is because the good ones don't want to get involved, and the government won't punish their ass. You shot a boy in the back 3 times. He died. You go to jail. If I shoot somebody in the back, if I right now, somebody robs my house, and I go out my door and down the stairs and shoot him in the back while he's running away, I'm going to jail. I didn't feel my life was threatened.
Right.
My life wasn't threatened. He'd already stolen shit, but I mean, that's just, you know, things. My kid's life wasn't threatened. But I followed him out of the house and shot him in the back 3 times. I'm the one that's going to go to jail. And that's how it should be for a cop. But they don't. They put him on leave for a little while and let him go back out there. The dude that shot that little boy in the back had been a cop for 3 hours. No, excuse me, 90 minutes. I'm sorry. He had just been a cop in that area. He got sworn in 90 minutes before he shot that boy in the back 3 times that was running away. You didn't want to run? This is not TV. You know, the cops say, I'm going to shoot your ass if you run. This is not TV. Because if a cop on TV shoots you, guess what? You're getting the fuck up. Because it's just a job. You just the actor. You shoot somebody because you don't feel like running? That's your
job. Graham said too many incidents, lives were lost in Katrina. Kind of reminds me of the Vietnam. It was a way to get rid of the middle class makes with Katrina in effect, the Ninth Ward, maybe. I'm wrong, just saying.
No, you're right. It was. You had, and then once the storm passed, you had thousands of people squished into the dome. I forget what it's called.
Superdome.
The Superdome. You had all those people squished in there. You had cops killing people.
And
they went to jail. Those cops that actually, come to find out they saying the guy was doing something, but the cops had executed the guy on it. They went to jail for that because they just killed the man and they were killing people. And people, we just have to get together, y'all. We have to.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
No, I mean, okay. Let me tell y'all something so y'all will understand. Politicians.
You all right, Grams? You okay, Grams?
No,
Grams is saying she said spelling not good no more.
Oh, that's
trust
right.
me, Grams. My eyes ain't good no more with the glasses. Okay, you good?
I can't read good, so you good. We have to just. I don't know. I don't know.
Smash that like button.
We got to make this. I don't know. I'm sad because I can't, for the life of me, know what I would do if somebody took Nick away from me and told him, you know. I don't know what I would do if I got that call and my baby was out with the wrong people and he not coming home. I don't know what I would do if my son is out being 15 and 5 guys jump on him and slit his throat because. I don't know what I would do if I was a mother and I got a phone call saying I got to figure out how to bury my 20-year-old son. But because my 20-year-old son is in the media, it's in the spotlight, I have to also deal with the fact when this little boy died, everybody wanted to talk about his legal trouble. Well, guess what? If you are without sin, please throw the first stone. Please start chunking rocks. If you are without sin, please start throwing rocks. If you can go to your grave and say you ain't did nothing to hurt nobody ever in your life at any time, whether you got caught or not. All I could think about, because I'm listening and I'm reading and I'm coming home and these DJs on the radio are talking about the little boy passed away. There was 3 of them, 3 young ladies. And one, the girl was saying that she couldn't feel bad because he was an abuser and this, and the third. I'm not feeling bad for him because in reality, once you die, you're past all of that. You don't care whether or not people feel bad for you. You don't even care whether or not people cry for you. You're dead and you're past that. What I do care about is the mother that got the call that her son is going to have to be buried, or the little girl who is pregnant with his child, and now she's going to have to take that child to see her daddy in the cemetery because somebody decided to pick up a gun and shoot the boy 3 times for a backpack they didn't think it's called, because you wanted to be the big man because I killed Triple X. I don't know.
Charlotte said Pittsburgh police trying to say shooting of a 17-year-old because first there were guns in the car, then he supposedly had something to do with Jimmy Wopo shooting Pittsburgh rapper.
But okay, the little boy didn't have nothing to do with that. It was the guy driving the car. Yeah, they want to say anything so that they can justify that. I don't care. Listen to me. I don't give a damn if he was eating senior citizens over there at the senior citizens home. He was running and there was no reason for you to shoot him. That's all I'm saying. I don't give a shit what he did. I don't care what he did. Let him go to court. Let it be proven that he had something to do with it. Let him live to clear his name. I don't care what he was doing. I don't care what you thought he did. He was running away from you. His back was to you. His feet were to you. And you shot him in the back. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care what they did. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I have no problem with guns. I like guns. I own a gun. And I will shoot you with a gun. I have no problem with guns. But I'm not going to shoot you in the back when you're running away from me. Because I have done what I needed to do. I have sufficiently scared your ass to leave me alone. You left my house. I'm still alive. My people still alive. And you still alive to steal another day at somebody else's house. And that shit is not on my karma. And it's not on my head. I don't care what you've done. You don't deserve to be shot in the back. Now, if he was proven to be the boy that shot Billy Wopo or Whippy Woppy or Whoopa Whoopa, whatever his name is. If he was proven that he killed him and y'all want to kill him, fine. If that's the determination, fine. Get on death row, stay there 20 years, fine. But you don't know what that little boy did. You don't know why that little boy running. That little boy running because he had a joint in his pocket.
Orlando said, some years ago, a lady in my city lost her son. He was locked up. They said he committed suicide. She got a letter from his friend who were locked up with him, and they said the sheriff did it.
Sure. Let me tell you something. So this can be on video. So everybody know. So just in case, you never know. I have a bad temper. Might go to jail. I will never commit suicide in jail. If I die in jail and it's not from a heart attack, if they find my fat ass hanging on something, if they see me to drown myself in the toilet, I don't know how you kill yourself in jail because they're supposed to take all the stuff to kill you away from you. But just in case they leave me with my shoestrings and some shit, I am not going to kill me. And most people are not. You're not going to kill yourself in jail for a car because you got arrested. But that don't make no sense. You don't kill yourself in jail. Prison, maybe. There's a difference between jail and prison. These people are dying in jail, in the city jail,
Anybody
or in the county
panel?
jail. These are jails. You get out of jails.
Give me your
jails
email
are just
address.
holding facilities.
Yeah.
Jails are just holding facilities. Prisons where you spend some time. Now, if you don't want to spend time in jail and your life sucks, whatever, and suicide is your thing, fine. Ain't nobody gonna kill themselves in no prison and no jail. Because you get out of jail.
It's crazy.
You get out of jail. And if they was going to kill themselves, they would have been dead. Not because they in jail.
Lady TW say, sometimes I can't take this world we live in.
But I mean, it's the world we live in. It's just, you have to, we as single people may not be able to affect the large change, but if we all get together and we all just help each other and take care of each other and then maybe one small act of kindness done by everybody, you never know what happened. But if we continue to just not give a shit about our neighbor and the next door and the kids down the street, then it can't do nothing but get worse. Because at one point we cared. At one point we cared about the kids. At one point we cared about everything.
Right.
But it does change. I mean, it does. I was telling DC the other today, as a matter of fact, working where I work at and doing the job I do, I have begun to hate people as a whole, because I sit there and I listen to the things they say, and these people don't have to worry about whether or not their kids are gonna make it home. They don't have to worry about the same thing I have to worry about with my son or your kids or some of y'all kids. They don't. And it's so, and I don't understand why. I don't know. It just, it is. I don't know.
Boss lady YC said this world is crazy. I hate to say that. Wait a minute, hold on. You're right, boss lady. Hold on. Graham said, I feel it's whatever a person does to someone, that's the punishment they get.
True, but they don't care. You understand? A person that's gonna commit a crime already knows they're not supposed to do it. They already knows there's a punishment and there's a consequence if they get caught, but they still do it. So they don't care about whether or not they get punished. Obviously, they don't care because they wouldn't do it. If you don't want to get punished for something, if you don't want to go to jail, if you don't want somebody you never know who you killing. Because the person you killing, brother, sister, cousin, niece, could be crazy as hell. And all they want is revenge. And the next thing you know, you dead too. So the reality is, a person that does something against somebody else, steal somebody's stuff, take somebody's life, which is in essence stealing that too, they don't care. So they don't care about the punishment. Everybody in jail that got caught knew there was a possibility they get caught. And they still did it.
I mean, it's like, I think I don't know if is it like because of what a person, I mean, their environment, or what is it? I mean, like, what make them, what make them do the things they do?
Yeah, crimes happen for survival. You're correct, and there should be things set into place for that.
Charlotte said the officer talking about he and his family trying to deal with what happened. And it's difficult time for them. What about the mother that now has to plan her child's funeral?
Right there. You don't gotta move. A lot of booty in your face.
Come on, booty.
Okay. Booty.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What's the topic?
His mother is
one of the kids.
His mother was one of the aides that took care of the grandmother, and she's a nice lady. She was upset about the loss of her son. Your foot is killing my leg.
Well, she should be upset about the loss of her son, because like I said, I don't care what he did. I don't care what the little boy did. The little boy shouldn't have been shot in the back. And the person who shot the little boy in the back, cop or no cop, there should be repercussions for your actions. I don't care what the little boy did. I don't. Because he shouldn't have been shot in the back. If the boy was coming at him with a gun, shoot the shit out of him. Just shoot him, shit. But he was running from you. What the hell was he throwing at you? Dust? Rocks? What was you scared of?
A police?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the little black teenager?
Yeah, little 17-year-old boy got shot in the back. I don't care. I don't care what Triple X did to that little girl. Not because I don't care about the little girl, but because it holds no bearing on his death.
No mother should have to endure that.
No, you're not supposed to bury your child. I'm not supposed to bury my son. Sad as it's kept, quiet as it's kept, I'm sorry. That's for spouses and that's for the children to do. It is not for the parents. We're not supposed to bury our children. That's just, it should, oh shit, we're not supposed to bury our kids, and not over some bullshit.
Graham said then the shooter needs to be shot in the back. Basically,
the shooter was a cop who got out of his car and just started shooting. He could have shot somebody. That's the killing part. That's the killing part. If you shooting at somebody running from you, you could shoot anybody. Because the little boy running. So what if he ran around the corner and there was a little girl playing on the sidewalk? Like the little girl who got shot in the head, who was sitting in the car with her older sister. When it's sitting in the car with her older sister, waiting on her, waiting on her mama to come outside. And a straight bullet hit her square in her forehead. So you letting these cops do what they want to do under the guise of their uniform, when in reality, he should go to jail. If you would start putting them in jail when they're doing something obviously illegal, because shooting someone in the back when they're running from you means they pose no threat to you or anybody else. He did not brandish a weapon and then turn around and run. He just jumped out the car and ran.
Orlando said I was talking about the lady from my city that lost her son.
Which one?
Which one, Orlando? Also,
what city?
It's a mess, and they have all of these answers.
They always have answers. Everybody got an answer, but it doesn't make any sense.
Your food look good, Triple C. Then they need to be shot in the back, eye for eye. That's what Graham said.
And I ain't mad with Grams.
I said, hey.
I'm not mad with Grams about that, because maybe if we had some old Wild West justice in the world, maybe they would stop acting like they ain't got good sense. Maybe if the cops had the same, maybe if you put the same laws, rules, and regulations on the police that you have on the people, maybe they will stop just being vigilantes and just killing people, when the reality is they ain't killing everybody. And people like to and when you get into the race situation between the white and black, that's just the color. Race and all that stuff is so much more than that, but we just gonna break it down to color right now. When you see it, there is a disparity. But then nobody wants to say something. And if you do say something, oh, they kill white people too. They do? Which one?
Barely.
They do? Because each and every mass murderer in the past 6 months has made it safely to jail. That they caught, that didn't kill themselves or got killed in a firefight, each and every single one of them have safely made it to jail and are still in jail right now.
Color's only a skin deep.
But it does have an issue. And we can continue to act like it's not an issue.
This is not adjustable.
No, it's no. And we can continue to act like the disparity.
What?
What's that on the TV?
The red dot?
No, from my angle, it looked like something. You see
the shadow of this?
No, of this TV screen.
The shadow of your computer screen on the TV?
Way over there?
Yes.
Hey, my bad. I thought I saw something.
Did y'all see a ghost in the background? Time out for levity. Did y'all see anything on the background of the TV in the back? If you did, please let her know. If not, I was looking. I was the only one to see ghosts in this. She the one talking about, what is that? It's the TV. That's what it is.
Yeah. That was crazy. All right, you guys. We're going to close this topic up.
I don't even know if it was.
It was. Well, we covered about the kids being detained over at the those how you call it?
I don't know what you might as well call it, a concentration camp.
Yeah. in America, they call them internment camps. That's what they call them.
Back to
Hitler time. Well, that's not really just Hitler. Like I was telling somebody else, America has had internment camps, and I want to say Japan.
It's crazy.
I want to say it was the Japanese. I want to say it was during the World War II or World War I. We had Japanese internment camps in America when Japanese people were coming over here, when they were having the wars over there, and they were separating them. They were having them dressed like prisoners in camps, and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. They did it with the American Indians. I don't know, what do you call it? Is American Indian the right way to say? Is that Native American? What's the right one?
Native American. Probably.
Native American.
What's up,
they did it with Native Americans. They did it with. I mean, it is a practice.
Charlotte said the blue wall of silence for police department also keep the racism towards minority officers are kept silent.
Yeah. Yeah, because minority officers are an actual minority in police stations. There are not as many police officers of color as they are not, for lack of a better term. And they got to go to work, and these people got to have their back, and they have to weigh their lives over people they don't know. And I quiet as it's kept, I'm going to weigh my life over people I don't know. So I can understand when you want to do the right thing, but you don't know how. I can understand that too. But we can't keep losing our lives. We can't keep losing our babies. We can't keep being scared for our kids. I'm scared for Brittany and Nick to go out. Brittany's an adult, and I'm scared for her to get stopped in the middle of the night.
I will put on my Becky real quick. I wish they would. I would stop.
Graham said, we're going to play the game tomorrow, Grams.
Yeah, we play tomorrow.
Hello, DRTL.
They're going to be like, oh, she's one of us.
She just stayed in the tangible for long.
Leilani said, I was telling Vance today that Asian people like underground here live underground here in Oklahoma. There was a whole city under in the street.
I didn't know that.
For real?
Yeah.
I need to pull that
I
up.
would brush up my history.
You have, I mean, that's like we were saying earlier, you got to know your history or you're destined to repeat it. You got to know that our history is death. Our history is violence. That is what our history is. It is what it is. And sad as it is, if you don't know it, then you're destined to repeat it. You've got to want better for you. I don't want Nick to have to, I don't want to have to tell Nick to be nice and to be,
that's sad.
I want him to be respectful, because you should be respectful of people, period. That's what we teach our kids, to be respectful of the elders and to respect people. But I don't want him to tell him that when it don't matter sometimes, because a lot of these people were doing exactly what they were supposed to be doing, and they were still killed. They were complying, and they, you know what I'm saying? And like Brittany goes out, and she's out at night.
I just got an invite to go out tonight too. I haven't made up my mind yet.
Who go?
It's not taught in school, seriously.
No, I said I'll go if I have a ride.
We love you, Grams. Like no, he said it's not taught in schools.
Well, it's not.
No. Well, we have to teach our kids more than how to, twerk.
I know I can't stand when I see people with their children teaching them how to twerk,
shake their butt
and they don't even know how to talk yet.
Teach your child how to enunciate. Teach your child how to have a sentence. The reason that Nick and Brittany are the way they are is because we taught them how to talk. I hate for a man not to be able to look a man in the eye and state his business. Nick can state his if he wanted to. Now he's 13. I don't know what business he got. But by the time he turned 21,
he got no business.
He got no business. But he better not have no business. No, I'm just playing. But
no, we for real.
No, I'm serious. But when he does, look a man in the eye and state with your business. Be able to talk.
Thank you, boss
enunciate.
lady.
Stop talking about the little kids talking white. They're not talking white. They're speaking correctly.
Like Brittany.
I can tell them I'm educated. No, I can't help it.
I mean, don't get it twisted. You
I'm about to get up. That's why it's like that.
All right. You going booty again?
Anna Marie say the law enforcement need to be put through a scare test before they are released on
Since
the
they so scared, right?
Since
they so scared. Be scary and be a police officer. You can't see the police. Go, what kind of cop? Boy, look here. You can't go on there. Get shot. Don't guard me ass away from me. Screaming and shit. But all right, but I don't know. We've been on here a while. I don't know how long.
Yeah, we better get up off here.
I was busy.
She was killing people. That's the problem. Nick playing basketball. He outside now. He doing what boys supposed to do. But then that's the killing part. We scared a lot of kids. Well, not so much in Virginia.
Out here it's kind of quiet, but you gotta
watch.
You gotta worry about out here in Virginia. You gotta worry about predators like.
Because I didn't know it was illegal to carry a butcher knife, guys. I used to carry a butcher knife, and then when my coworkers got in the car, my butcher knife was in the car, and they were like, "What are you doing with a butcher knife?" And at the time, I remember I was leaving at like 4:40 in the morning, so it was pitch black.
Oh, Kylie.
So I didn't have any I didn't have pepper spray, so I carried a butcher knife.
Oh, it's the day.
Just because of like
predators,
concealed.
You shouldn't.
It wasn't.
Glad you had a great time, boss lady. Hold up. Anna Marie said they need to see what their first reaction will be and to work through it.
Yeah, Kylie.
Well, the thing is, we need to start. I mean, come on.
Charlotte said, "Talk to your child and have a conversation. This help build a child's vocabulary."
Yes, I never.
See, I grew up in DC. So there are times where I might say something by accident. Not my fault. It's where I grew up at.
Well, I grew up in the South.
And nobody told me nothing different. So
I grew up in the South.
But I moved when I moved Brittany to Virginia, it kind of helped her so she won't be in my category.
But I could get in that category.
So sometimes when I make a phone call and I be like, here, Brittany, handle this. Handle this call.
That to me?
Now I'd be like, here, babe. This was before Lisa came. I'd be like, here, Brittany, ask them this and blah blah blah.
But you have to be able to go from corporate to ratchet. You can't stay corporate all the time. You got to be able to go, but you got to be able to go corporate. You can't just. You got to have a full repertoire of situations that you know how to handle. You can't. You're not just going to be able to handle your corporate situation or your home situation or your kid situation. Sometimes you got to handle your street situation, but you have to be able to handle it in a way to where you can handle it. My grandmother, I grew up in the South, little black grandmama, just like that, little one.
She can make it.
But she made sure. But she made sure I was educated. She made sure I knew how to
eat. Oh, she made sure used to carry I don't even think dogs can have grapes.
And she made sure of that. I'm because she wanted to make sure that when I answered the phone, you didn't get a preconceived notion about who you were speaking to. Because people do. They do it with your name. They do it with how you speak. They do it with how you look. So, yes.
Okay, Alonda said.
She wants the grapes. Sit down.
My ex-boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend was beat by police some years ago when they arrested hhim. A lady cop knew they did it. She wouldn't testify. They got away with it.
Well, that's what they do. They protect them.
Well, yeah. In Alabama,
they're not going to tell.
In Alabama, this guy took the police on a high-speed chase. I don't remember what he done. I think he almost hit a cop with a car or something. I think he almost hit one of them, or he did hit one of them. He didn't kill him, but he hit him. So he went on a high-speed chase. The car left the road, flipped over, threw him out. Then all the cops commenced to come out. What they did was they didn't turn the dash cam off. So when the cop that first got there pulled in, he pulled in straight the way you could see the guy at. So as all the cops left the car, they all just started beating him. Now he was passed out. He was just got thrown out of the car. But he was thrown out of the car, and I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was 5 cops beat him. One cop ran from the car like he was getting ready to kick a soccer ball and kicked him square in the head. The guy was in a coma for I want to say a month. Didn't know that it wasn't an accident that had him in the coma. It was that ass whooping he got from the police. But that didn't come out. Now they had to pay for that because he had messed up, but he was. What were you kicking? He had just got thrown out of a car. He just got thrown at least 100 feet from the car. The car flipped and he went up and over, and you could tell he was out. They weren't kicking and beating somebody who was awake and resistant. He was laying on the ground. Every time one of them would hit him, that part would move over there, and one of them would kick him, and then one of them would hit him, and they did it for a few minutes, and then they took him to the hospital. He was in a coma for about a month. Face was, he was unrecognizable, and he thought it was from the accident. He thought it was from where he lost consciousness and it was years before they released the cam. A new police chief released the camera footage showing how, and I think they were all just fired. They didn't go to jail or anything. I think that they were just fired. And I think the guys who covered it up, because it was a big situation, because he could sue, he did sue and he got money. The only reason they were fired wasn't because they almost killed this boy. It was because he got money. That's why they were fired.
All right, next, let me read. I gotta get back to reading this thing on Believe Me. Thank you, Boss Lady YC. We do a lot of videos and we do a lot of vlogs and stuff, but this is our first real talk. We're gonna start real talk every Saturday. So Anna Marie said, hold up, I was laughing at something she just typed. Anna Marie, I just saw it.
She see the grapes too.
She said, let someone come up on me now. I got a hoe in a golf club by my front door for folks.
You go garden them? What you go garden them?
Boom. She gonna say, who?
We went to the gun range for my birthday and Christmas.
Yo, what?
We went for Christmas too?
No.
She know why I said Christmas.
What happened?
we went to the gun range for my birthday and for Christmas.
You supposed to get a gun or something?
Oh God! Why is you looking at me and Brittany know what I'm talking about?
Is that what it was?
Yes.
My bad.
I was like, what? I was like, you're supposed to get a gun or something. Right, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, you want a gun? I want a pink one. I want a pink one.
Boss Lady YC say, Boss Lady YC said Texas police, they hide and come out of nowhere. They do that out in Virginia.
That's them damn state troopers. I live in Texas. Boy.
There's nothing you can have.
There was no going fast in Texas. First of all, it was too hot in Texas. Your wheels will probably melt the hell off if you go too fast. So I don't even know how the hell they had tickets in Texas.
Well, somebody on Ford, they just said he was talking about it's hot down there in Texas.
Somebody said the cars are melting in Arizona. So understand, I don't know how the hell you have a ticket in Texas.
All right, you guys, we're about to close this out.
I don't know how you having them people down there in New Mexico because it's hot. You're probably baking them children. That's what the damn tinfoil is for. The hell wrong with y'all? Put them babies back with their damn parents. Hell, don't nobody want to take care of no children but the mom and daddy. Y'all just coming out here doing it. So sick of these. Just
107 degrees. Y'all can keep that heat down there. Y'all out there frying eggs. Y'all ain't got to do no barbecue.
They barbecuing on the car. They just frying hamburgers on the car.
All right, you guys, we're going to close this out. Y'all, thank y'all coming past for Real Talk. Real Talk is every Saturday.
So any comments you have, please go down
to
the comment section. And if you want comments, questions, concerns, if you got any ideas, because the comments, the talk can be about anything. Relationships, kids, love, not living in love. Dogs that don't know how to go away and sit down somewhere and always in your lap trying to eat some damn grapes they can't have.
I want y'all to eat my grapes.
Senior dogs.
Anything.
That will bite you if you keep your hand on it.
You want to talk about down in the comment? When we
That's because she see food now. If it was just normal, she'd be growling at Brittany about something in a minute.
Yeah, but when we close out, and in the comment box down below, once this video be posted, you can type in the bottom what you like to talk about. We stay basically today, for the ones that just came in, we talked about the kids being locked up, taken away from their parents at the border. We also talked about police, good police, bad police, and just things in general that happens on an everyday as you live in your life. So, like I said, this is Real Talk. This is DC KOOLAID.
Look at your camera.
And
your mom.
This is
she always say your mama like that ain't her grandmama. I swear I'm telling.
And thank y'all for coming through.
I swear I'm snitching.
Thank y'all for coming through.
Thank you so much. Make sure you comment. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Share this video so other people, because at the end of the day, we just need to get together, y'all. We need to start raising these kids like a village, and we need to start taking care of each other, because if we don't, trust me when I tell you, it'll all fall apart. Just because you don't help, don't mean that your situation gonna get any better. So comment, like, share, subscribe. This is Lisa.
DC KOOLAID.
And we are.
Peace.
And Kylie.
Cujo. Name is Cujo.